What's up, CFR squad? Summer of 2019, we are here. It has been a blockbuster summer so far, and it's not over with yet. It has been a very fragrant summer, and it has been full of movies like Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man Far From Home.
Don't forget Men in Black.
Men in Black, really? Oh, okay. Never mind. What we're going to talk about today, because oh my god, what I was trying to say was like, metal's on a comeback. Slipknot on Kimmel. I mean, dude, come on, how mainstream is that? And the 80s are making a comeback. Stranger Things, Part 3. A lot of good stuff is happening this summer. But what we're going to talk about today is 2 new releases from Duo Fragrances.
I finally found what I'm missing, and now you got all my attention. Driving me wild, got me wishing that you were all mine. You're irresistible, so refreshing. You're irresistible, tell the essence. Can feel your energy all over me. Close my eyes and I breathe in. You're irresistible.
Okay, the first one we're gonna go over is Poseidon'S Cologne. This one is inspired by the flanker from Creed. How many flankers have you seen Creed do? Nada. No, sir. But when the Aventus Cologne came out, we had the after party going on here. And this is the unofficial North Carolina Creed Cologne party right here, right now. Woo! One little complaint that I would have had about the Creed Aventus Cologne is I really wish they would have ramped the Mandarin up in there. Masam Raza came to the rescue on that and gave us Poseidon'S Cologne. No kidding. Smelling this fragrance on somebody else or smelling any fragrance on somebody else is where you're really going to be able to tell the differences in different notes, performance, sillage, whatever the case may be. They ramped the Mandarin up in this thing, and oh my god. My brother was wearing this. Obviously, I bought it. He smelled it. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, player. They got this thing on lock. Now, full disclosure, I do recommend buying the OGs. If you don't have the paper for the OG or you want something that is going to perform really, really well, I'm not dissing Creed because they're the ones that are the creative minds that came up with this fragrance to begin with. Masam Raza just took it and tweaked it and made it a whole lot more affordable for you guys by a couple $100 at the least, $200 or $300, whatever. Yeah, this one is really expensive if you buy it from Creed, and it doesn't have the punch in the nose of Mandarin that this one gives you. The nose for Poseidon'S Cologne is pineapple, green apple, mint, ginger, mandarin orange, pink pepper, patchouli, sandalwood, vetiver, musk, benzoin, birch, and tonka bean. Okay, for those of you that were following how they were putting the notes out for the OG, basically the only thing that they put any different in the note breakdown was the mint. But actually, they actually changed the formulation around and had ginger in there. That was what really opened up my sinuses and was kind of the exciting note on that opening from the OG. This one, you've got a bright, bright opening of mandarin orange, mint and ginger, and a blast of sweet, delicious pineapple. This one is a stunner. The projection and the longevity, sillage, whatever, is absolutely amazing. When I wore this for the first time around my brother, he and I always bounce fragrances off each other to see how well they perform and project. I was getting insane compliments. Now, where we work, we have 2 buildings. And sometimes we're together in one building, sometimes we're separate in buildings. Anyway, I was separate from him that day to begin with. And he came in after I'd received numerous compliments. People were just coming in like, God knows, dude, is that you? I'm like, yeah, it is. Thank you very much. And then my brother came in, he's like, bruh, the heck are you wearing? And I told him it was this Do-It joint. And he's like, what? I was like, yes, sir, Bobcat. And he smelled the OG as well. I am not crapping on the OG. The OG is the vehicle that was provided to inspire this fragrance. Same thing as when I do a review. I can go back and watch myself and say, man, I should have done that differently or should have done this differently. That is where Do-It comes in. They can take a something else from a fragrance that could have been ramped up, amplified, listen to the voices of the masses and say, ramp up the performance, ramp up the Mandarin, and this will be stellar. And that is exactly what happened with Poseidon's Cologne. Before I show you the next fragrance, there has been an insane amount of hype about this fragrance. And let me tell you, I'm here to tell you firsthand that it lives up to the hype. You've heard me say on this channel before that Creed Aventus is probably the most ramped up fragrance, most saturated fragrance. There's been numerous fragrances that have been inspired by Creed Aventus, but I also said that Baccarat Rouge 540 from Mason Francis Kirchen is coming in behind it. What happens when you take Creed Aventus and BR 540 and smash them together? You get Casino Elixir. Any of you who are familiar with Do-It fragrances know that you've got Poseidon's Elixir, you've got Poseidon's Elixir Mod 1, Poseidon's Cologne, but you've got Casino Royale and Casino Royale Nights, which are both inspired by Baccarat Rouge 540. Take the two, you have this masterpiece right here. I really didn't have any doubts about this fragrance, to be honest with you. A lot of people were kind of, what's the hype all about? I saw people who said they hated Aventus or hated BR 540, but the curiosity killed the cat, and they went ahead and checked this out. This one has been out of stock 3 or 4 times to my knowledge and is currently out of stock. So if you guys want to get this, I would suggest get on there and watch it like a stalker. That's where you could probably insert some stalker looking stuff. And I kind of giggle myself because I've been that dude, like peeping through the blinds or just kind of watching to see when it was in stock. Luckily, allegedly. But I did catch this one in stock, and here's my assessment. I've heard people fuss that either this is not going to be a summertime fragrance or fuss that all they can smell is Aventus. Yes, you definitely get some pineapple in the opening, but you also get that BR 540 behind there. It just depends on what performs on your skin. This one actually, like the very first time I sprayed it, it came out, I don't know, maybe a little abrasive. But once I just brought it in, I was like, yes, I'm going to take this in and enjoy every moment of it. This is, without a doubt, the best inspired fragrance of 2 of the most iconic fragrances of all time. Creed Aventus, BR 540, smash them together. Casino Elixir. Oh my God. Yes. This fragrance will go down in infamy. I have been blending Creed Aventus and BR540 with its original ingredients for quite some time. And it has worked really nicely, but there is something in this that's just, I'm not sure. Let's just go over the notes and see if we can figure out what the hell it is going on with this fragrance. The notes for Casino Elixir are pineapple, apple, bergamot, crack cocaine. Did I really just say that? Blackcurrant, almond, saffron, birch, jasmine, cedarwood, amber, ambergris, amberwood, patchouli, and oak moss. Now I don't know if Masam Raza is putting crack cocaine in it, but the first thing that came to my head was the Chappelle Show. Do y'all remember Tyrone Biggums? It was like, Tyrone Biggums, baby! Red balls cracking the can! This is cracking a bottle.
It's a game of cat and mouse.
Casino Elixir is definitely, beyond the shadow of a doubt, living up to the hype. This is a compliment beast. I got this in the mail last Saturday. I wore it to Chick-fil-A. It was the only time that I went out while I was wearing this fragrance when I first bought it. Now since then I've got more compliments, but just to show you how powerful this fragrance is, I went to Chick-fil-A with my son and my nephew. While they were in a play place, I had a girl that kept looking at me. And I didn't know if I knew her or not. She looked familiar. Come to find out, she was actually the sister of an old friend of mine that passed away. She walked over to me. She's like, Cam, it's so-and-so, you know, blah, 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 blah. She's like, what are you wearing, dude? She's like, you've got the whole restaurant smelling awesome. So I told her, and I was like, yo, Peep Duo Fragrances, this is the fragrance, blah, 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 blah. Use Duo 25. It's active right now. I get 25% off, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, she was like, yo, I got to give my man that. So I go over towards the play place to go check on my son. Well, I was watching my son and my nephew the whole time, but I did move a little bit closer because there was a little bit of madness going on there. It was a birthday party and whatnot. But then I saw this dude like kept eyeballing me. I was like, this dude got an eye problem or something or what? But what it was, his girl had to come over to me and she was like, dude, my man wants to ask you what you're wearing, but like he got the cojones or whatever, and he's like, man, I ain't trying to listen to all that. But anyway, she asked me what I was wearing, and yeah, within like 5-10 minutes, 3 compliments, but I mean one of them wasn't exactly a compliment. It was like a dude like eyeballing me or whatever. But his girl came over and asked me. I had to give him the website, give him the information. This ain't no joke. Compliment beast, massive performance. I get about 10 hours on this one. I've heard some of you guys say, no, I don't get the performance or whatever. If you guys are wondering how to ramp your performance, we will leave a link down below on a previous review where I showed you how to make your performance be basically a rock star. But this is the best, and I do say again, the best fragrance that Duo Fragrances has been inspired to do so far. I keep up with several fragrance groups. Duo happens to be one of them. I saw a post the other day where a doctor in an undisclosed location said that Casino Elixir was a form of blankery. And I said, let the blankery begin, because layering fragrances, blending fragrances is something I'm all about. It's something I do all the time. But when you've got it done for you with the right ratios and the right performance, you've got something special. And there is a lot more to come. There's several fragrances that have been blended that are already out, and more to come. Keep your eyes open Make sure you stay tuned to Carolina Fragrance Reviews. Watch out at Dua Fragrances and see what kind of crack they cooking up over there. If this is your first time on Carolina Fragrance Reviews, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, hit that notifications bell, smash that like button, and we will see you next time on Carolina Fragrance Reviews.